In 2019, Lil Nas X did something incredible and unprecedented. We're not talking about the 21 weeks he spent at #1 with Old Town Road. This is about one big gesture on his way to the record books. He came out. And no, the world didn't explode, but his career continued to.
To come out not only in the hip hop world and the country world as a Black man, it was spectacular.
So what? 30 years ago, the idea of a 20-year-old rapper coming out while at #1 and not self-destructing was unfathomable. With Freddie Mercury gone and grunge taking over, music had gone super straight. Queer music had itself a pretty decent run though, especially among UK-bred acts. In the 70s, heterosexual rockers wore makeup and flirted with androgyny. Self-proclaimed bisexuals were superstars, and disco was gay gospel.
The 60s and the 70s, it was people coming out of the countercultural revolution and the hippies and the anti-Vietnam kids, and they had constructed new ideologies around what was societally or what was institutionally correct.
The first wave of gay pop peaked in the early 80s with Boy George, and then it plummeted.
Sort of when AIDS came around and everybody was just scared to death of dealing with anything that had to do with being gay.
By mid-decade, George Michael was a closeted heartthrob. He wouldn't come out until his pop stardom had already dimmed. Ricky Martin followed the same career path a decade later. So thank goodness for the ladies. At the dawn of the 90s, proud lesbians led the charge in queer music. Pop and dance divas assumed gay icon status. They were hallowed leaders of the gay church. Hot, shirtless worshipers, gay men, paid their weekly respects at the altar, the dance floor. Madonna, Janet Jackson, and Whitney Houston were the holy trinity. Drag queens gave them and lesser-known divas currency. Eminem's blatantly homophobic rap lyrics fueled his ascent at the turn of the century, and reflected hip-hop's often toxic masculinity. For Black performers and anyone in rap, gay was a danger zone. In the 2010s, it was mostly up to white American Idol discoveries to wave the rainbow flag. Adam Lambert even eventually earned a gig replacing the late Freddie Mercury in Queen. So when did rap and R&B start to come around? Frank Ocean led the way in 2012. Jay-Z and Beyoncé, the king and queen of black music, backed him up and became vocal LGBTQ allies. Lady Gaga and Harry Styles were also hetero ambassadors. Even queer country music artists joined the fun, coming out and pushing the boundaries of the historically ultra-conservative genre. Collectively, they helped launch a new revolution. Then Sam Smith arrived. He was out from the start, and his career flourished. Platinum sales, Grammys, and even an Oscar followed. Meanwhile, LGBTQ acts were sprouting all over the indie pop and alternative dance scenes. At the same time, openly queer Black musicians were being fruitful and multiplying.
What I see happening today really feels like it's being driven by our queer youth who have come to embrace this gender non-conforming and fluid place, which is where we were when that was transpiring in the 70s.
In sort of the streaming era, the SoundCloud era, the social media era, the gatekeepers have kind of gone away.
In 2019, Eminem was still being Eminem, and rappers like Offset and Nicki Minaj continued making homophobic slips. Whatever. Queer Black artists like ILoveMakonnen and Janelle Monáe were thriving anyway. Straight ones were beginning to open up and experiment. The timing was perfect for Lil Nas X to bust down the closet door. Will any of today's proudly out artists have careers as long as Elton John's? Let's talk in a couple of decades. And even if they don't, they've given hope to rising talent like Hayley Kiyoko and Princess Nokia, as well as young gay fans struggling with coming out. Homophobia may continue to lurk outside of the closet door, but the Janelle Monáes and the Lil Nas X's have already inspired the next generation of queer talent.